Mr. Speaker, one of the major shifts mentioned in this year's budget speech is new technologies. Indeed, among the 200,000 self-employed persons or freelancers, many operate by using new technologies that either disrupted traditional businesses or created new markets. This new form of employment should not be confused with workers who have been wrongly classified. There are generally three types of self-employed persons. The first group are those who chose this profession as a preferred choice. Second group are those who chose it not as a preferred choice. Third, there may be those who were wrongly classified as freelancers. In this last category, the workers may be deployed as freelancers at the workplace and not counted as a company's head count. However, they report for work and comply with the company's guidelines, which is no different from a salaried employee. These companies may have infringed the Employment Act and should be flagged out to the Ministry of Manpower for investigations. In fact, all allegations, including possible tax evasions by freelancers who under-declare income, should be made to the relevant authorities. This is the only responsible way of ensuring that the issues are properly dealt with. We should do all we can not to wedge a divide as to which self-employed file tax properly and who under-declared their income. For hardworking cabbies, I hope we do not undermine their integrity by making unfounded broad sweeping statements that they under-declare income or may have under-declared their income. On the contrary, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have been working with IRAS very closely to ensure that volunteer groups come into the taxi community to explain to the drivers how to file income tax returns and to do them properly. Fortunately, majority of our self-employed persons ensure that they do the responsible things. And in fact, we are glad that majority of self-employed persons are in their preferred choice of career. They today face new platform intermediaries such as Grab, IO Talents, Caregiver Asia that are transforming the way businesses run, making matching of services hassle-free. More consumers and self-employed persons now go to a common platform to find each other. Example, whether you need a cleaning service, a photography service, or a chauffeur ride service. Consumers now have easier access and more choices when it comes to selecting services. Freelancers, on the other hand, get to pitch and market their services to a bigger pool of prospective clients. These intermediaries, however, are not obliged to perform the roles of an employer, such as making CPF contribution or providing workplace insurance cover or medical leave for the freelancers. Some, however, do so voluntarily, contributing to the self-employed person's MediSave account or even providing insurance cover. Majority do not do so. Instead, they easily remove freelancers from their platforms, have huge control over payment and work arrangements, and freely set their own commission rates. Their impact will be more significant now that the number of gig workers using such platforms may be increasing. Mr. Speaker, sir, how do we ensure that the intermediaries are fair in their practices? For example, before penalizing or removing self-employed workers due to the fact that they receive poor service rating from their customers, has there been enough thorough checks done to ensure that those allegations are properly investigated? Some freelancers shared with me that they are affected by delayed payment, unexpected cuts to the fees or the rates, and changes in incentive payment at the last minute without giving them due recognition and information ahead of time. New technologies do bring dynamism to our economy, but with only vague and non-transparent guidelines, freelancers using such platforms are potentially at risk. As these intermediaries gain bigger market share, they also grow in power, and if left unchecked, they can dictate tougher terms over the self-employed persons and even consumers who use their platform. Having previously taken a light regulatory approach, perhaps it is more timely now for the government agencies to review the operations of such platform intermediaries and consider getting them to take on more responsibilities. I hope to see more being done to support our self-employed persons. Fortunately, there have been several good examples. A case in point is the tripartite standards on the procurement services from media freelancers that were launched in November last year. This was jointly developed by the Info Communications Media Development Authority with the NTUC and stakeholders. It is an industry-specific tripartite standards that addresses the concerns of media freelancers. Back in 2014, the Land Transport Authority, together with the National Taxi Association and taxi operators, also set up a mediation system to allow taxi drivers to resolve payment disputes with their taxi operators. The Ministry of Manpower also commissioned a survey on self-employed persons in 2016 to gather more information and understand their concerns. Following that survey, the Minister last year announced a tripartite work group that was formed in March 2017 to study the issues faced by this group of workers. I was a member of this work group. We have recently submitted our recommendations to the Minister, and we look forward to more specific support and targeted assistance for self-employed persons. I will share more during the Committee of Supply when we debate on the manpower budget. Mr. Speaker, it suffices to say now that we need more support for self-employed persons, such as fair practices, formalized structure for dispute resolution, workplace injury insurance, and also to ensure that all industry transformation map and skills future planning include self-employed person into their thought process and their scheme of things, so that the self-employed person can also have access to skills upgrading to stay relevant and be future ready. Budget 2018 is a budget that prepares us for the future. We should not underestimate the value that the self-employed person brings to the economy. I hope the support for self-employed person can be widely adopted to help them to sustain their career choice and thrive in this new economy. With that, Mr. Speaker, I support the budget.